Hello there YouTube, this is Sibbles and Bits back at it again with another Inkbound Daily. Today is the solo daily for November 8th, and today we are playing Obelisk, going from Vengewood into Silent Promenade, and then up against Argoloth. Obelisk is very good for all of these, honestly. Shield Bash is just ridiculous versus Lusk, and it's moderately good versus Book 2, what am I trying to say? Book 2, Rinferno. You really don't care about all the stuff that Rinferno does because you have access to moderately good shielding. And versus Argoloth, you honestly almost have too much damage. We do have -1 will reserve here, which is quite notable because it means that we can't guarantee crushes on things right now. Generally speaking, at least generally speaking for me, my opening in Fight 1 is Shield Bash, Orb, Shield Bash, if I get the -1 cooldown. Otherwise, it's Shield Bash, clap 3 times, and that'll generally clear like quite a bit. If I have to, I'll even use Seismic Slam. In fact, actually on Fight 1, no, it would be Shield Bash, Seismic Slam would be what you would do. And then you also get the clap once, because reasons. We'll see if that's going to work out. We at least have Uncollecting an Orb, gain 2 shield. That's going to help us quite a bit, especially versus Argoloth. Going into an Orb build would be quite privy to us, especially if we do get that -1 cooldown on Shield Bash, -1 will. Then that's our skill for the rest of the game. And then, of course, we have Devilish, 2 random vestiges instead of offering a choice. It's okay. This is pretty much a bust, I believe. Every 5 stacks permanently gain, like, Hex on hit. Yeah, this is pretty much a missed opportunity there. So we'll just ignore that for the most part. Noticed quite a few people enjoying the new thumbnails that we're working with. Basically had double wires dice, treasure hunter actually early enough. Did the devs hear me talking shit? We could feasibly get treasure hunter 5. I want to re-roll this. I want to re-roll this again. I want to re-roll this a 3rd time, maybe? Yeah. The -1 base cooldown on Shield Bash is just too good to not take, which is why I'm willing to do that. Like, it's transformative. Anyways, we were talking about the YouTube thumbnails. If you guys have any feedback about the YouTube thumbnails, obviously be sure to leave them down in the comments below. I appreciate it. One, of course, seeing that you guys are appreciating it makes me appreciate it. Sort of set it up so that it's easier for me to just whip them out, which is required because I don't really have a lot of time nowadays. We are going to take some damage here. There's not really much that we can do about that. Are we able to... I actually don't even know if we're going to be able to hit this. We got neither of our liar's dice. Perfect. I think we just accept the fact that we're not going to get turn 1 here and do something a little safer. Thank you for bunching up. Okay. But, yeah, pretty much the thumbnail setup is courtesy of Bubbles, who helps out the bindery, the air quotes, the wiki. Went ahead and asked them if they could help me out by ripping some of that stuff, and, you know, it's nice that they did. So now we get YouTube thumbnails that are easy for me to generate. Again, due to having less time, that's much appreciated. Lightning Bolt doesn't seem bad here. It seems like they almost want us to go into Shield Wall looking at the stuff that they're giving us. I mean, there's no reason not to pick all of these up, I guess. Decayed Binding is kind of nice. That would have been helpful to me yesterday. Quilling Catcher, Whittling Mitts, something. Ink Flat is actually quite notable. I can't really re-roll this because of the fact that I kind of like nuked all my glyphs going for the -1 cooldown on Shield Bash. Probably should have taken just a Shield Bash like Og. Actually, I think the only exclusive one is the -1 cooldown, now that I think about it. Lightning Bolt seems fine. It's basically more AoE for the cost of 1. But I think maybe Shield Wall actually is probably what we're looking for here. It doesn't help us versus Lusk at all. In fact, things that help us versus Lusk, maybe Lightning Bolt if we get our damage big enough. I believe on Book 1, the Little Lusks have 125 base. So then they'd have about 137, or is it 150 and they have 165? In which case, we're going to have to like double our damage. And that only works while this is off cooldown. Maybe it's always Grasp. I'd like to feel like it's not always Grasp, but it's hard. Yeah, we'll take it. I appreciate this binding empowerment. I will take it. There's our -1 base cooldown. Our life has officially changed. I'd like even another uncommon augment maybe, because like what are we going to do with this Superior Vault? I guess get 2 greens. Yeah, I guess that's worth it. Greens is when shielding starts to look good. I'll tell you what, these Cinder Cultists are starting to like get on my nerves. This will make me take damage, but not if I take this first, but I don't want to take that first. Problems. They are me. I want to stay as close as possible here. Hit this. Come down for this orb. Hit you guys there. Don't take any damage. It's a wee bit awkward. Should be fine though. Perfect. I didn't even need to pick up that orb. So that makes me feel better about it. The fact that I did that is, and that's sarcasm. Okay. Now what do we got? Braided Acacia is physical. Alchemist Tool Belt isn't terrible. We don't have another Alchemist though. Steady Tortoise is Shattered Will, which is more will. We're currently at a will deficit. I can afford to drop that. Grab Ink Needle Compass, maybe. I actually think that and that drops. Braided Acacia, let's pick back up Ink flat. Ink flat's pretty good for us. Cone of Frost, huh? Cone of Frost is tempting. I don't really believe it. I'm not considering it at all because of this. I don't think that's going to get used that often. Reason why I would consider Cone of Frost is because that Frostbite is actually like basically mini crushes. And with our AoE, we actually get to utilize this quite a bit. This can eventually ascend into Daze. The one that dazes also does like considerable damage. And it eventually just, becomes AoE. And AoE is still good on Obelisk because we like inflicting crush on things. Shield Wall's just easy. I would probably want a purple on this one. I think that still adds 750 to the hit. Or not 750, holy lord. 75? Which is quite notable. I already have to hit a note. I can re-roll this. What do I want though? That's the big question. If I go ahead and get physical, there's some stuff that's pretty good. I honestly think that it might just be Shield Wall. Sort of like back into this retaliation build. None of these make that feel better. Festival Shrine. Doesn't that give us orbs give Shattered Will? Yes, it does. I think orbs give 4 Shattered Will is better than gaining 3 stacks of Shattered Will in a turn, but that's also like kind of terrible. This gives us Star Walker, which reduces the cooldown of Shield Wall by 1. Gives us Alchemist, more chance to get potions. Okay. Okay, game. I'm willing to bite. That's kind of funny. I almost actually want that for the boss, though. Yeah, let's get this big Quilling Cage. We should be able to get another grinder before the boss, be able to take a look at things that's there. I kind of like that Flask of Serendipity. Guess I could have kept the Bloodthirst, dropped the Prickly Puffer just in case. And now we're going to open with this. And go into this. Okay, I need to take care of this enemy right here. Really? Feeling pretty good about this, actually. We take 4 damage. So let's take this Power Orb. Hit this. And then try and get back into that position where we hit all 5 of you guys. You were like just there. Come on now. I know Magic Pixel exists. Have you seen Magic Pixel? Please, we are very worried. There we go. Leave that for next turn. We should use this pull you over here. Never mind, you're actually dead. Pretty good. Okay. Another Inkflat, another Whittling Mitts. I guess Cone of Frost really could have been something. Too bad the set bonus is kind of garbo. Yeah. Like, you need 6 in order for it to even be considerable. Taking Inkflat and just giving us Expert Binder is kind of nice. Otherwise, what else would we honestly want? Well, actually, let's take a look at this shop. There might be something juicy in there. There's a Liar's Dice. Okay, game, I'll bite. There it is. Okay. All right. On defeating an enemy with your damage for more than double their max HP, what is the likelihood that that's actually going to happen? Pretty small. That's not really a consideration, though. The consideration is, how the heck are we going to do this? This gives Striker, so I actually feel like grinding this is, like, better. Now we've got Treasure Hunter 5 with 1.5 books to go. We got Striker 3, which also increases our Thorns damage, thankfully. At this point, take this Decayed Binding. This is going to help us the most? Question mark? Maybe that's not true. We're choosing to believe that, though. And now we get treasure pots every fight. Yeah, so we can easily afford this. Let's go ahead, grab a Dense Crush. And now we're going to be loaded with money. There he is. I was like, where is he? Where is he, Shiny Shoe? Oh my god, I can't even imagine taking extended range on this thing. Does Liar's Dice ever roll? Honest question. Now that this crushes, it almost does more damage than Shield Bash. Almost. Are you kidding me? We're going to take a turn deficit here, but we shouldn't take damage because we still have the Bloodthirst blend. We're going to end up being okay. I actually want to keep that. Let's just go ahead and buff this man, set him up for one of those, keep that for next turn. We could theoretically still do this. Unlikely. Oh no. Oh, oh no. Okay, we done goofed. We're gonna take damage. Son of a... I also like to feel like that was also a turn deficit on us. Well, if we're going to lose points, we're going to lose points. It's not even really losing the points, since that's probably still bugged. It's more that we will not get a perfect. That is unfortunate. I guess we're kind of going shell in this crazy world. I much prefer Impulse. It actually deals damage. But... No, that might be a little insane. What do we got here? On hitting, inflict 1 stack of dazed. Keck. Give me critical shield bash. Actually, we're about to get... We can re-roll this. Are there purples that's better than this, though? Yeah. Yeah! Like this guy, or like this guy. That's huge for us, actually. And so if we're doing that, give me Impulse. We'll crush things.
Hello there.
And let me tell you what, if you don't work, you ain't in my house. Okay? That's how shit works around here. Decayed Binding does work. For now, at least. What is the spawn an additional treasure pods drop rare or better vestiges? I don't think we're pushing for that. Like, obviously, if they give us another 5 liars dice, we're going to end up there. But otherwise, not really interested. Both of these are augments. Do I want even more augments? We still got good augments to gain, because we're Obelisk. But it might be the superior. Actually, we filled... Nah. Take me here. Give me those Augie doggies. Go ahead, take the crab. Alright. You're not going to have DR when you emerge, so let's go ahead and do that. Oof. Have you ever seen such a perfect setup here? Look at that. Hmm. I'm calculating here. That wouldn't quite do it. Not quite. Whew. I honestly think this is great. Like, we're at the point where we need shield bashes to do something for us. Adding damage to it would be great. I'm kind of hoping that the Ascension does that. But getting spikes out of it when we're using it twice per turn is kind of what we were looking at with Shell. Except this is much better for us, in my opinion. Let's just go ahead and take a look at what this rare is first. That is 40 damage, increased range and width. Okay. Why? Oh. Why? I'm going to take Spike Wall. And I'm going to take this. Because I'm insane. Okay. Do we need another binding empowerment? Honestly, maybe. -1 base cooldown seems pretty good. Crushing some more? I would rather take the blue that increases crush damage. Never mind, they're just going to keep giving us Spiked Wall. Double Spiked Wall, -1 cooldown. Yeah. Okay. Okay, game. If you insist. We don't need big quilling caches at all. Give me more blues. Because we ain't got nobody to listen to. We have no method of healing. I probably should have taken out one of these bats. No, it's all coming from you. We need like a blur or some DR. Okay. Inflict 3 stacks of frostbite. No. +1 stack of marked is pretty good. This is odd. We can still reroll. Still pretty odd, to be honest. Sap heals us, but this is like 2 HP restored. It's weird. 1 stack of spiked is something. I think another 2 stacks of crush is probably the best thing that we can actually do here. There's got to be a good purple that we can put on here. I think the +1 stack to marked is probably the best thing here. I could also see a free prepared ironclap now that this is adding 1 stack of crush. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Let's get an extra spiked cataclysmic. Inflict 2 additional stacks of crush. On triggering crush, gain 1 stack of spiked. That's a buff. And like exactly what we're looking for. I didn't even realize that that was a thing. Look at us synergizing accidentally. Okay, let's see here. We should probably honestly get Quilling Hoarder if we're going to be killing so many treasure pots. I don't know if that's possibly past the point of usefulness. Maybe it's better for me to be going for like something like Expert Binder. Expert Binder would make sure that we always have access to Grasp. Like, I just don't even frickin' know, man. Braided Acacia, I guess we could drop it. Honestly, I don't think that this... Well, you know what we can do? Let's hit this smelter. We're not going to use it quite now. And let's go for... I guess this encounter. I was hoping for a better rarity vault, but it's still something. Potion of Powers. Definitely appreciate it. I'm sick of these burrowers, man. Double pot. Okay, this is what we're gonna do. That literally broke my computer for about 5 seconds. Took me to the frickin' Shadow Realm, man. Okay, so the best way to do this would actually be something like this. And then hope we have enough to walk out. No, no, there's no way. We'd be able to walk out if we did this. Yeah, I think we would have definitely died had we gone the other way. I wonder if on triggering crush damage gain when stacks are spiked is a global modifier now that I'm looking at it. Oh. Okay, why am I blowing up? I was about to lose my friggin' mind there. Anyway, sorry about that. Let me get everything back in order here. Okay, Seer. Alright, I'm gonna have to mute this. I gotta mute everything today. Why is everybody so talkative all of a sudden? It is. That is global. Holy Lord, that's good. Tarnished treasure. No. Stone mind? Gives vigorous. Vigorous is kind of like OP stupid busted. Shielding slam, I don't think so. Making grasp free is pretty good. Now let's head back. Let us get the OP stupid good. I like this. There's a shop beyond here though, so let's take a look at that. Bone dog. Okay. Or we could honestly do Inkly map and then grind this for Treasure Hunter 8. That's only going to drop 2 rare or better vestiges that we're able to use. Tiny Heartstone bringing us to Vigorous 3 allows us to trade with bosses significantly easier and gives us DR if we liquidate it. DR's pretty good. That's basically a blur on all attacks. We're going up towards Argoloth. We're going up towards Argoloth. Bone Calcifier is definitely high in value here. I think what we're going to do is we're actually going to drop quite a bit of stuff here. And we're going to pick up both of these. I want that. And then go ahead, drop Quill and Catcher. It's probably the least useful thing in our entire inventory here. I want this green augment. Another 2 stacks of crush sounds great. So now this this crushes 7 times. Oh, no. It's 7 stacks of crush. Crushes twice. Don't get confused because I'm pogging over here. Is this even worth it then? Maybe we hit the liar's dice and we take the other thing anyways. I don't think that that's the case. I think it's actually ink flat. Hit ink flat. Pick up the Quill and Catcher. We're fine. Yeah. We still kind of have to figure out how to do damage without taking damage more specifically. Oh, come on. Alright. Come back. Leash you. Hit that. That is unfortunate. Why are we so bad at this? We got Heartstone, we might be okay. This is fine. We are looking difficult on turns, though. Huh. Hmm. Is that one extra turn? It's no extra turns. Holy crap, we did it. Through the power of spikes and Bone Dog. This isn't at all what I'm looking for. We're going to go ahead and re-roll. I mean, I guess I'll be perfectly honest with you. These aren't looking great, but there's something. Makes enemies hit us. Would activate Vigorous. Makes them take our spike damage. I guess Headbutt it is. Crush damage deals plus 50. Incredible right now. Like probably the biggest get that we've gotten so far. So now we're about to get rid of a ton of stuff. You, and you. Possibly Ink Flat. It depends on what we get out of here. Again, I suppose I didn't need to get rid of that until after this elite fight. And now we have a weird ordering where we want to do something like this. Making sure to use our shield wall first. And a couple of iron claps. Before we go into something like this. Come on, there's got to be a better way. I wish that there was a little bit more fine-tuning here. I guess you're the least important. We don't really have to make sure that we hit you. Let's just get up here. We're now perfect blocked. Go ahead, use that. If we had the Ascension that every time you take damage, it reduced the cooldown of shield wall, is that a thing or is that a purple AUG? I don't know, but it would be very good right now. Maybe I'm thinking of Restoration. This will be fine. Gives us 3 vigor. Go ahead, hit this orb. Shield up. Our clap almost destroyed that person. Yeah, Bone Calcifier. Headbutt. A match made in heaven. Let's just make sure that we don't get bombed here. Pick that up. Okay. Looking great, honestly. Pile of tiles, pretty good for us. The rest of these, not so much. What is pressurization tank? It gives us Star Walker. Another -1 CDR on shield wall would be kind of disgusting right now. Pile of tiles. Like, I guess we can just pick these up. You are kind of useless. You do give us Warden, though, which is notable. But, yeah, no. Just throw that on the ground. What are you? You're some stuff. Like, the effect would be more important than everything else, but I'm pretty sure we kill stuff with Crush, which does not add into there. This is another Alchemist. Problem is that we just don't have any max HP. We can reroll this. Might as well Violent Grasp. Get some damage onto that sucker. Feel like we get rid of Pressurization Tank. We get rid of you. And I suppose we'd actually might as well get rid of Poisoned Heart. It gives us DR. Thank you. Okay, and now we have 2 slots to buy stuff with. We have tons of money. And I know what you're going to say. Bits, are you going to take back what you said about Treasure Hunter 5 now? No. No. There's a lot other things that would have been much better here. Like, yes, it definitely worked out here. We got some Omni damage out of it, like 80. We'll have 90 by the end of this. Honestly, Bone Calcifier is doing much more work for us than Treasure Hunter is. Like, we can obviously, like, buy a ton of stuff. Mumsies is gonna pop off because of it. But, you know, hashtag just seed things. I think this Unstave is great. Actually gives us Warden 4 and another 20 on top of that. So that's 40% damage resist. I'm not sure that we can die. I'm not even sure if we take damage. Watch me take damage. just watch me take damage. And I believe Mumsies gave us Star Walker, whatever tier 2 is. So now this is a cooldown of 1. Oh, baby. Alright. Your next binding does double attack damage. Not yet. The game cannot even handle the degeneracy in which we are pushing here. Now hold up. We might as well not gain more spikes. Because then they can get spiked and take spike damage next turn. So we actually want to... Do we even want to gain 1 spikes? We should be okay. Famous last words? No, we're okay. Okay, let's gain... Damn! That was terrible. Man. I don't think I want to do that. I think what we want to do, hit this. Yes. Perfect. They unfortunately died. We're going to be stuck here with Arg. Should be fine. Like, should be more than fine. Because we've got this set up. Almost killed them. If we would have used Potion of Power here somewhere, we would have ended it a turn early. We're fine. Not even concerned. Pretty fun. Gotta say. Just a tanky as heck build. And to think, actually, a majority of that is our Ogs. Like, I'm trying to think of what our sets did. Like, obviously, again, like, being able to make an inordinate amount of money buying the Mumsies. Star Walker 3, or Star Walker Tier 2, which I believe is Star Walker 4. On top of the shield wall with double spikes, -1 base cooldown. That was actually quite mint, especially in combination with our headbutt that does damage with spikes, gives us even more spikes, plus the AUG for spikes. Like, these were pretty much our skills at the end of the game, and I really liked that. Everything else sort of just tied together. Of course, Bone Calcifier on headbutt. Like, it works. I don't know how else to explain that. Pile of tiles. It's just a little bit of extra damage. Even have Bravery Acacia here for a little bit more reflect damage. And like, we didn't even have Pincushion. We didn't need Pincushion. All around, very solid build. I would even hazard to say that that build would have beaten T20. But then again, like, we had difficulties with Boss 1. So it's kind of hard to say that. Anyways, hopefully the run was entertaining or at least educational. If you have any feedback whatsoever, be it questions, comments, concerns, player alerts, be sure to put that down in the comments below. And until next time, we will catch you guys around. Let's make sure to look at the leaderboard here. Look at that.